I must admit, I am deeply confused. Why am I, of all people, called the master of this barbaric game where 22 men chase a ball? The answer is simple. My parents knew the parents of that man they call an agent. That's all, and people like me, we are raised not to refuse such things. I was brought up in a strict household, a 15-degree bow for greetings, silence at the dining table, physical contact, such as hugging, perhaps once in a lifetime, at the moment of death, if ever. And yet, this football world, they embrace constantly, before the match, after a handshake, and when the ball enters the net, they pile on top of each other like animals. Frankly, it is not my style. If I were to score, I would simply nod and say, "Nice work." And the theatrics, what is that? A slight touch, and they collapse as if struck by cannon fire, rolling across the grass in agony. And at corner kicks, they pretend to drink water only to spit most of it onto the ground. They're not even thirsty, are they? What a waste. Even worse, their manners during the match. When the opponent takes a penalty or a corner, the crowd erupts into shrill whistles. "Pie! Please, stop that." The man is about to strike the ball, a moment of noble concentration, almost like a duel. Should we not allow him to perform in peace? And I am told, our own players whisper into the kicker's ear the name of his wife. A lady's name? How disgraceful. A sweaty man uttering another man's wife's name. In my household, that would demand a duel or permanent exile. Since when did football become a game of memorizing family members to break the opponent's mind? And yet, these supporters traveled across continents, from Spain to Southeast Asia, just to complain. In the age of exploration, men cross such distances for gold and spice. Now, for outrage. They slammed a cup of mate tea on my desk. "Look at the players we lost. Bring them back, and we can reach the Champions League again. We can celebrate together again." I tapped the cup gently with a silver spoon. Vision, you say. My job is quite simple. This club is merely a showcase. We sell players at their peak value. We keep the agent's associates satisfied. That is peace. Winning? Far too expensive. Better to stay competitive, sell the next product at the right time, and repeat. That is his sustainable management. Then stop listening to that agent. He's destroying the club. I sighed. Oh, I've tried. I even suggested he become the sporting director, take responsibility, but he refused. Stubborn man. Of course he did. Why take responsibility when you can pull the strings and enjoy the profits from the shadows? Don't you have any heart? Football is our life, they shouted, until the last drop of mate tea was gone. Then they left. Life, you say? I whispered to myself, counting embraces on a pitch or listening to the sound of a growing bank balance. I know which one soothes me better. I lit some incense to erase the scent they left behind. Tomorrow we evaluate new products. The peak of the Champions League? Too cold for my taste. I would much rather sit in this perfectly air-conditioned room and discuss the next kickback with the agent. And if you disagree, then by all means take it to Gegenpress.